Man, I tell you, Dallas and I have been married now for 10 years. And I feel like most of that time has been so crazy. Like, I feel like we've been running 100 miles an hour, trying different business ideas, just figuring out life. And I'm finally getting to the place now where I feel like I want to keep going strong. And so it's time to really put some focus into recovery. I've been struggling with burnout. I mean, really, it hit me the first year we were married. And honestly, I think as a teenager, I put too much pressure on myself. I started a photography studio when I was 20, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, which I think was good in so many ways because I grew and I learned so much. But before we were married, I feel like in a lot of ways, I was probably on the edge of burnout without totally realizing it. And then we got married, and it was a crazy first year. You can look at our love story videos if you want to hear more about that. And I just crashed. Like, I would tell you, like, I was having like 3-hour naps, just zonking, waking up tired. I just felt like I could not get enough sleep. And I've been struggling to get out of that ever since we've been married, because pregnancies, new babies, really bad morning sickness, sleepless nights with newborns. It's been difficult. So I feel like I've been making a progress on this journey, but after having Leland, I really feel like it's time to take it more serious. And I'm like, I'm ready to get to the point where I'm really thriving. I'm not just like trying to survive, and I'm not in that hustle mindset. And so I'm trying to look for ways to really calm my mind, not be feeling like things have to be just busy all the time or running or that. But you know what? It's interesting because I was a lot more restless than I realized. And you think rest should take no work, but the reality is rest takes a lot of practice of learning how to slow down, calm your mind, and really recharge, because when you've set habits of just hustle and go, to just stop is really hard. And so one of the first tips I want to give you is that we started being very, very intentional this past year about what we call a Sabbath. And that is one day out of the 7, one day a week that is a very intentional recharge day, and just thinking about what do you need to do to recharge, and this is the day to do it. And so you can do all the things you need to do the other 6 days. For us, what that looks like we're not running around, and we're still kind of figuring this out, but we're doing things to recharge us, recharge the kids, really pour into each other, pour into the kids, take a nap, those kind of things. And so trying to be really intentional and exploring what recharging looks like for us as a family, specifically for us as a couple, and then trying to go, okay, that's going to happen on that for us Saturday. That has been really good. I've already seen some really big results from just knowing that Saturday's coming, and that is going to be a recharge. I'm trying to get to the point where I just totally unplugging from devices, shopping, browsing the internet. I'm still not 100% there sometimes, because sometimes I find myself getting distracted, but it is a work in progress, and so far it has been huge, and I'm excited about what that could potentially mean if we get really good at recharging on that day. So number 2 for that is weekly rhythms. And what that means is that I used to be kind of like every day had to be the same output. And this is something that both being more intentional about the Sabbath and the weekly rhythms are something we've been really learning from Jeremy Pryor and the family teams. We've been really digesting a lot of their stuff right now, and they are amazing. If you have not checked them out, you really should. We've learned so much from them. And they talk about weekly rhythms, and that is that not every day has to be the same output. And you have like your launch days that are launching up to things, lighter days, and then you have your fuller output days. You might take a break, and it's really finding what's the best rhythm for you. Are you more like you launch up and then you're straight down to your Sabbath rest, or do you need a little bit more launch up, a little bit lighter day, launch up again? What works best for you? And so this is something that's been really good for us, just thinking through what are our weekly rhythms, what patterns work best, when do we need breathers in a little bit in the day, when is the best days to really push harder on a project to get it finished. And so this has been good, just not thinking of every day as being the same, but having higher output days and then some lower output days as well. The number 3 that I have been working on, this has been a little bit of a challenge still with littles and now like a newborn, but it's having a good morning routine. And just a little bit of time in your day to calm your mind and get your mindset right, and just not feel like you're getting up and it's go right off the bat. For me, that looks like I have something that I've worked on that I would call my mindset journal, which is basically reminding me of the kind of life that I want to live, who I want to be, certain pictures of inspiration, verses, sayings, those kind of things that just remind me who I am wanting to be. Then I have like some prayer time, hopefully some scripture reading time, and it's amazing when I do this how much better my mindset is for that day. And so I'm really trying to do that with littles. It doesn't always happen, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that better. One of the things with the scripture has been a blessing is the app called Dwell, which is an audio scripture. So even like being able to listen to some scripture while I'm nursing, if I don't have time to really just focus and read. That's been a huge just setting the mindset for the day. Number 4 is just being better at focusing on one thing at a time, not trying to multitask, not trying to do too much, focusing on one thing at a time. This is also look like often when Dallas and I plan something, we say like we're doing one thing in a day as far as like running around or that. So we're not going to go to 2 different parties in a day. We're not going to try to do 2 big things in a day. It's like this is the thing in the day and I'm focusing on this. I'm not trying to multitask while I'm doing that. It just helps you to be able to work deeper on that and get more accomplished, and then you get the benefit of those results. Number 5 has been learning to let go and not trying to carry so much, like just emotionally, other problems that are happening around me, but just learning to let go, not be holding so much and trying to do so much. Learning to give thanks and just to celebrate those kind of things have been huge in terms of letting go, because the reality is it's hard to celebrate if you feel like you're hanging on to everything and you're trying to penny pinch and you're like feeling like there's not enough. Giving thanks and learning to celebrate even in those small wins, I think has been huge in terms of just that feeling that your body says there's time, there's space. Everything's not just like needs to be used to its maximum. And so the other part of that and letting go is learning to let my kids do more around the home and not trying to carry them with everything, but realizing that I need to help them learn and it doesn't have to be all on me. The number 6 thing that has helped is making sure that you are getting results out of the work that you are doing and actually measuring those results and seeing those results. Because if we're actually honest and we start looking and auditing our time and what we're doing, there's a lot of busy work in there where we are like, we feel like we need to do something, and so we're just busy, but we're actually not getting results from that work, and we're just exhausting ourselves doing busy work. And so focusing a lot more on what are the results and get rid of the busy work and just move on. And you get those results and then you feel so much better about what you're doing, rather than at the end of the day feeling like you did a bunch of busy work and nothing happened and you didn't get the results you wanted to. I think a big thing in all of this is what I've really been challenged with is the sense that if it's not in your week, is it really who you are? And this idea that sometimes we allow ourselves to get into this hustle, busyness mindset because we know that on the weekend we're going to be able to do whatever, or we're going to have that holiday coming up. And so we actually create really bad weekly rhythms, and we're just trying to escape into our weekend or our holiday. And so I guess my challenge has been very much thinking through and going, how do I become who I want to be on a weekly basis and not just be that on a weekend or a holiday, and really trying to implement that in my week, because if it's not in my week, it's not really part of who I am. And just becoming and creating those habits so that you are enjoying life and you want to be the person you are, you want to live the life you're living, and you're not just trying to escape from it all the time. I guess just another one I was thinking about that's a bonus, kind of, I guess, number 7 is that I've been really trying to listen to my body a lot more in terms of realizing when I've pushed myself hard enough, realizing when I need to take a break, and my body is kind of telling me it's time to take a little bit of care for yourself. I've been starting to get out and run again, which I have not done for probably 8 or 9 years, starting to try to get into some different stretches and things like that, and just really trying to take care of my body, looking at more hair care, looking at more skin care. And so, I mean, honestly, if you're interested, I brushed my hair for the first time with my new boar bristle brush, and this is an experiment, but I'm going to be doing a video soon about brushing my hair 100 times a day to let it shine, which is a saying from back more historical, what they used to do. So I'm experimenting with some things in that, and so you can watch for a video that has a little bit more to do with hair care, because I'm really trying to look a little bit more into that stuff. Natural skin care, not just covering everything up with makeup. I'm trying to figure out how to work with my skin more, those kind of things. It's a journey, and again, I love hearing your guys' comments. If you have things that you have done that you have found very helpful in terms of recovering from burnout, and just getting that break and that rest that you need, then I would really encourage you to post that below. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.